Well, it is supposed to be an absolutely gorgeous day today. We're excited about that. It's been raining on and off and storming. And then it got super hot, but it is actually 60 degrees this morning. It's supposed to be a nice day. We got some exciting things going to happen today. Our metal's going to show up. Our drywall finishers were here yesterday. They may be back today to do some more finishing. Depends on how dry the mud is. But let's go check out what else we have to do. So as you guys have seen previously on a video, I got this one stripped out. Eric and Lucas got this one stripped out. But we have one more wall to get stripped out, and it is what we call the upriver side of the addition. Got to strip this wall out here, and then we are realistically, I don't want to say 100%, we're 99% ready. The bump out right up there, you guys can see that little bitty roof right there. It's got some wonky, that's that wall that was 5 inches out of square that you guys saw me and Ryan frame up the roof on when it was bitterly cold. That's been last year, December, January, somewhere around in there. I think it might have actually been real close to New Year's, but I've got to do some shimming. I've got the strips over the wall. They're just not attached to that wall. That wall's a short enough section. I was able to bring the strips down the wall that actually faces the river and screw right into the end of those. So everything's there. We just need to shim it and get it screwed down. You guys saw me help them pour the floor in the pool. Now the ICF is stacked on it. I think I've given you that update already. For these sidewalks, you can see the blue chalk line on the wall. That's the height of the sidewalk here. Tape off the metal or plastic off the metal to make sure that the concrete didn't splatter up on it. But we have the front wall on the front side of the great room here that we can start on, or we can start on the upriver side of the addition and work our way around. But I'm thinking we're going to get this wall done first, and hopefully the metal shows up early enough today that we can get this wall installed, because my HVAC guys are actually waiting on me to be able to attach all of their product in a line hide, is what they call it, to come over and then drop down. And I don't know if you guys can even see it, but they've got some line hide plumbed up to the bottom side of the porch there. So they're going to notch out the deck board, because all this gets replaced anyway, and then come up with their line hide. But they can't do that until we have our metal on this wall. Otherwise, they're going to fasten it to the wall, and I'm going to have to unfasten it, and that's just redundancy that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Here comes our metal package. It looks like he's going back in. He's going to do it the hard way. Either that or he doesn't know where he's going. One or the other. I'm sure they told him it was a castle. And he's back. You know what? Just pull in and pull straight in front of the castle here. I was thinking I'd have to unload this with my tractor, but it looks like they've got a roll-off trailer. We might be able to just dump her right off in front of the castle here. You know, Indiana Metals, you got a Ford. I was really thinking a Chevy would pull up. Ha ha ha, just kidding. I don't care what you drive. Well, all right, let's figure out how to get him unloaded. 1 or 2 thick?
It's up to you. Are you going to have to move it?
I will, so I'll probably need to go 2 so I can get forks
underneath it.
Okay.
And I've got a whole basket full of boards, so if we need more, whatever we need.
There's 2 that's probably going to end up about 2 foot off the end. Hold that. Okay. pretty decent pressure on it. So now do you pull forward or?
No, so normally we roll it out till we don't have, until there's slack in the line.
Gotcha. Well, you've got 6 more feet to go before you're in front of that door, so you're good.
Okay.
Good there. Hold that. You're about 6 inches from the end. I don't know if you want to tilt more or if you're just going to let it fall. Okay. You're about 12 inches up from the boards.
Yeah, that way it doesn't drag. Or, oh my God.
You're 6 inches from the boards now, so it's not going to fall far. Beautiful. Well, there you have it. We got our metal order here. We're gonna get him picked up and all the stuff he needs back on his trailer, and then we'll start installing some metal. Well, we got a little bit of work to do before we install some metal, but we were not far from it. Okay, so we got the flashing done on that corner there. Now we've got our rat guard and our J-channel all in the barnwood product. The rat guard goes down close to the floor all the way along. The J-channel goes up the edge, along the top, down the other edge, and around every single door. So we got to get our rat guard and our J on first. Once we get those items on, we'll be able to then get our first measurement. I measured close. This porch is like everything else at the castle, not level. It's like this. So I'm going to create a level line right at the bottom of our OSB. So essentially I will level each piece of the rat guard whenever I go to install that. So right now I've got to pull some dimensions. I want to get my rat guard on first. So my J channel will bump it also. Get the rat guard on, over, through, and along. And I guess realistically it doesn't matter which one I do first, as long as the J channel is the stopping point of the rat guard. So I feel like if I put the rat guard on first, I can bump and run with my J. So we're going to pull some dimensions, get us some pieces cut, and we'll install it together. All right, so what I just explained a second ago is I'm going to hold this. Oh, wasp. Oh, I missed him, but I didn't miss him that time. He's dead now. We're going to replace this deck, the decking boards, and we're going to get everything nice and level. But I got to get this wall metal on so the HVAC guys can come back and finish their job. This is the one thing they're waiting on for me. So I'm going to hold this up just a little bit to make sure we can get that board out of there. And I'm going to tack this end off, and then I'm going to put my 4-foot level in there and level it to tack off the other end, and then we'll get the metal. Confirm ourselves again. Oh yeah. Dead on, baby. Alright, we got our first long piece tacked off over there. Now we got a little short 9-inch to go between the doors. We'll do the same thing again, just hold it up off the deck a little bit. Make sure that deck board will come out of there later. This side up just a skosh. Moving right on down the line. Get you guys over here for this 9-inch piece. Eric's in there getting mad. Come on. Can't get my fingers under that corner. Two 9-inchers done, one more long one to go. All right, we got our 3 pieces cut, 2 for the side of the door, 1 for the top of the door. And my side pieces, I like to notch 3/4 of an inch down so that this ends up going behind the top piece. And I'll show you that a little bit more up close and personal. But since this one is notched that side, it goes on this side of the door. And again, you just nail this off just like anything else. I'm just using galvanized roofing nails. And we're gonna jam it up tight against this face, this top side, should I say, of the door jam, I guess is what you would call that. I don't know, they're sliders, I hate them, but that's what we got. This is some pretty heavy gauge stuff. I'm pretty sure it's 26 gauge, so it's not going to take a whole lot of nails. Looks like we need 2 more nails to make sure that it doesn't vibrate in the wind. That'd be 5 nails per piece of J-channels what I'm putting in. I don't know if that's per the manufacturer's spec or not, but that's what we're, well, okay, I guess that nail doesn't want to be used. That's what we're going to do, is put 5 per piece. On these 80 3/4 inch pieces anyway. We do our 2 side pieces first. Those are screws, Matt, not nails. Get that over there nice and tight. Come on, baby. That wall's got a little weird spot in it from previous framing. Still struggling with this SD card. I think I'm gonna burn it. It's making me mad. We got the last couple of nails in that side piece. Now we're gonna throw our top J channel on. And the only thing you got to pay attention to here is make sure both ends are lined up properly. And I just confirmed that as long as this end is lined up, that end is lined up. And actually, I forgot a step. That would have been no bueno. So this J channel goes 3/4 of an inch over top because you don't want a weird looking corner like that. So you always cut your top piece 1.5 inches longer because you have 2 3/4 inch pieces of J and you want them to make a nice square corner instead of this weird 90-degree inside corner. But in order for your metal to tuck in there properly, you got to notch this bottom so you can fold it down to the inside face of this. Otherwise, you got to cut a slit in your metal to slide over that 3/4 inch and you would see it. So I forgot to notch those. Let me notch them. We'll be right back and I'll show you what I mean by notching. Okay, now you guys can see those 2 notches. I'm not going to touch it because I just cut this when it's hot. I will install the J channel and then I'll take my pliers and I'll start to fold that down. And then I'll take my handy dandy punch nail driver and I will hammer it all the way in to where it sits on the back side of the J channel it sits over top of. You'll see me do that here in just a second. So get it installed first. Take my pliers, grab a hold of that, and I'll start to bend it down on both ends. And then that ensures, once we drive her the rest of the way in there, that our metal does not have to have a slit put in it. And all we got to do is cut a 90-degree corner on our metal. And it'll be hidden by the J channel, just like it's supposed to be. All right, now we got to do that 3 more times. And then put some J channel out here and some J channel up there and some J channel on the outside edge. So I don't know if we're actually gonna make it to putting wall metal on today or not, but hopefully we'll get everything chased bare minimum so when we come back, we'll be able to throw some wall metal on. We're gonna get our notches cut for our side pieces of our doors. And again, these pieces on these doors measure 80 3/4 overall because I'm putting this 3/4 inch notch in them so that it goes in behind it, as I explained just a short bit ago. Difficult part, hopefully that's not a hot one. The difficult part is actually cutting through 2 layers of 26 gauge. So these do not like that whatsoever. Regular tin snips might be just fine with it, but those don't like it. So now we've got all of our side pieces cut. We'll install 1, 2, 3, 4 of those and 2 6-foot top pieces. We didn't forget our notches this time, so we can go ahead and slap our top piece on without making any more cuts to it. Line her up on this side, make sure we're good on this side. Looks like we're just a smidge, and it's because there's a chunk of foam right there. Ow, that's hot. All right. All right, one more door, up, over, down, and we're ready to put some metal on. I'll do this door without you guys. You've already seen it twice. Getting our first piece of outside J on. Good thing that middle J channel's hardy. I keep hitting that like crazy. I forgot my ladder. And then we'll just take our next piece and we'll put it right over top of that. Shoot down that wall. Now what I need to do, looks like we're 2 3/4. Need to put me a nail or something out there at 2 3/4 to where it'll hold that end for me, at least somewhat close. So I'm gonna do that. Oops. And then I will show you guys installing the horizontal piece. All right, I got what I call my helping hand nail, 10 foot over. I'm gonna take a full piece, hopefully not knock you guys off the stand. Get it over top of my nail there. All I gotta do is get it tucked in behind the head. Oh, come on now. There it is. That's it. Oh, lost it. There we go. Now we just slide her on past, as long as our nail didn't fall out. Oh, our nail fell out. Gosh dang it, right about the time I was about to get it tucked in here. Play nice over there. Okay. Now, get us some nails in our mouth. By doing so, I'm going to notch it to where it overlaps but yet bumps here. And I'm only going to notch it 3/4 of an inch. So essentially I'm going to take 3/4 of this face off and the top, but not the long face. So we're going to notch us a piece of J real quick, and then we'll slap that on there. Looks like 2, maybe 1 3/4 more pieces, and then we'll be coming down that wall. We might just be able to put some metal up today. Hopefully you guys can see that notch right there. I cut 3/4 back, but I kept this wide face on there. Hopefully you can see that there. That's someone on the river hollering at me. Having fun yet? We can pull out our helping hand, get us a measurement for our next piece. Might even be long enough to, nah, probably not. So we got a funky corner down there. This is what I'm talking about here. This funky corner, I didn't want to wrap that in white, so I think what I'm going to do, I don't know, maybe wrapping that in white would be okay because it's above the rock, because I really need to get that flashing tucked in at the top of the rock to cover up that OSB end. So what we might do is just run our J straight down from here, and I can hook that and get me a dimension. So that's probably what we're going to do, and then we'll just wrap that with some flashing. Well, last piece of J, and I might just make my family mad and stay a little bit late to put a piece or two of metal on, because I really want to see what this looks like too. I do plan on coming back tomorrow, but boy, it sure would be nice to get a visual. Well, it's the moment of truth. I can already tell it's going to be gorgeous. I'm just hopeful that I ordered properly, because this porch is wonky. But let's get this first piece on. And I am starting on the right so that my overlaps run upriver, because the majority of our weather comes from that direction. So this fat piece goes down, and then the next piece, the short side, will come over top of that. That way we're overlapped properly. And also, as you drive in or you walk out on the porch, yeah, if you're looking that way, you might see a seam or two, but if you're driving in, you'll never see the seams. Oh, it looks so good. Oh my goodness gracious, does that look amazing. Man, that looks good with that rock. And honestly, I can paint this white trim if I wanted to, the charcoal color. Ooh, baby. I need to grab my 4-foot level. I don't think I can tweak it much, but I just want to make sure I'm not way off. Even though everything I'm working with is way off. Just give her a quick look-see. Oh man, that is dead nuts level. Okay, now, I'm not a metal installer. You guys got to understand that. Okay, since we've got an 8'4" panel, I did phone a friend just to make sure I wasn't screwing this up. That friend was Blister, Mr. Ryan. 2 inches up off the floor, then 2-foot centers thereon, which will put me 2 inches off the top as well. You guys can see I don't want my screws all over the place, so I went ahead and chalked it because we can wipe this off after the fact. And per the manufacturer's spec, get your high rib and your low rib. We're to screw this off in the flat spot between the low and the high rib, roughly 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch off of the high rib. All right, the very next piece has an outlet in it, and it gets notched around the door. So I've got my chalk line for the door, and I've got my pencil mark for the top of the door. I'm going to try to cut the door out with the panel standing right where it is. Then I'll also pull my dimensions and cut the outlet out. And boy, did I screw up. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I took that sheet off the top of this sheet leaning on the wall, and I actually brought them up here backwards. I scratched the darn thing. Roar! Oh well, such is life. Now we get to cut out this fun outlet that landed. I mean, it couldn't have, maybe a little bit more perfect to being square to the rib, but that sucker is right in a rib. Why do we expect any different, right? Okay, let's cross our fingers. I can hide that later. Hopefully that's not more than 3/4. Oh, it's a 1/2 inch. I think I can hide that with J, because the J will go this way, up that way, and around. But I gotta get the proper piece. I guess I could just J channel it. Now, if I do J channel, I actually have to cut it wider, because this is the exact size of the box. And this will be protected with a GFCI. I just haven't got to that point yet. So I could honestly just put a standard outlet cover on there, since that one and the remaining two will be protected with a GFI. Oh, goodness gracious. I guess now it's time to see if she fits. That's an important thing. Hopefully I didn't waste a sheet, right? I'll let you guys watch me fight this one, because I've got to go up in the J to get in the J here. And I gotta stay over top of my overlap to slide it over. This is gonna be a fun one. Come on, baby. Get over where you belong, would you? Hey, look at them apples. Cut it just a little too big, which is what we want. About a 3/8 of an inch all the way around. Heck yeah! Ended up perfect in that J. Perfect in that J. Well, all right, I'm gonna chalk my 2 foots and get my screws in. Well, there's everything except the last row of screws. And what I was trying to explain to you guys earlier is, since this is blue, if you had red, I would not recommend doing this. Red is permanent. Blue is not permanent. So you can wipe that chalk line, or you can just erase it. Yeah, it ends up all over your hands, but what's that matter? I have a bunch of crap on my hands anyway. So I'll erase all those blue lines. I'm gonna put in 1 more row of screws at the top, but that's today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Barge coming down the river, you have a decent view to end this thing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and as always, like, comment, subscribe, turn those notifications on, and I don't care who you are. I think that looks amazing. And don't forget to share away. All right, everybody, I ran out of time on Saturday, but now I've got good help, and Reese Man's here to help me hang some more metal. You ready for this?
I guess so.
So I think on the last video, you guys saw me putting this sheet on, and as you can see, we have got several more pieces on that I did not video Saturday because my HVAC guys, I thought were coming yesterday to run all of this and get their line height mounted and down and through. But what Reese and I are going to try to do this evening is get this section and the rest of all of this on all the way over to that J channel. And yes, you're hearing some music in the background because the drywallers are here and they're finishing drywall. So we get to listen to some good old Spanish music while we're working this evening.
I don't like it.
And Reese doesn't like it. And another thing you guys are going to notice, there isn't J channel above the door here. I don't hang metal professionally every day, so I'm not used to the processes of the way you should do this. I just figure it out as I go. And as I was sliding my pieces in here to get to my next overlap, which would be right here, I'm actually scratching the top of my sheets because the J channel is so tight. So what I did over here to see if I could mitigate that problem was remove the J channel from the top side of the door, which allowed me to take this sheet and push it straight in, and then against the wall, screw it off on the top only. Once I figure out how this next piece is going to measure out, we'll take the J channel that we had on there and we'll slide it underneath of that sheet all the way to where it belongs, and then fold our tab back down in behind here, and my bottom screws will pull everything good and tight and hold that J channel in. So right now what Reese and I got to do is get our measurements for this piece, because I'm pretty confident I'm going to have to take this J channel off the top as well. But before I do that, I want to make sure that J channel goes in there easily. You ready, boy?
Let's go.
All right, let's get busy.
He's saying something too. Nope.
You guys are going to have to deal with Reese Man, the cameraman. Hopefully it's not too shaky. And remember, Reese, when you move, you can't move fast because they see craziness on their TV screen. But we have got a really crazy piece to get installed here. It is not going to be any fun. I'm hoping that it goes easy. But essentially it's in the shape of a T. We got to go over top of both doors. I did remove this piece of J channel, and we also have to go in between both doors, and it has an outlet in it. So lots of craziness here. And for some reason I cut this the exact same dimensions that I measured, but it, hello bug, is for some reason acting like it's extremely tight. And it's probably because this side is wanting to cock it, but maybe we'll get it here, Reese. Maybe.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully is the proper thing to think. Because I really don't want to pull it back out of here. I really just want it to go in like it's supposed to.
Dad, is it okay if it turns, if the screen turns black?
Yes, that's
okay.
normal, buddy.
I didn't know that.
Because I'm also trying not to scratch the top of my metal. Thank you, sir. But it is not wanting to move. Probably Reese's fault.
What? How's it my fault?
Well, because you're the easy one to blame.
All right, whatever. For sure.
Now, I did this the way Ryan explained to me to do this, and it still doesn't make it any easier.
Dad, was there
Like we
people?
also might have a visitor, but we'll see.
Can I look?
Nope.
Okay.
We're going to be fighting this one, I guarantee you that. Let's see if we can flex this out a little bit with our zipping tool. Come on, baby. You're almost there.
We got this. Come on, Dad.
We're trying, baby.
We got this.
Just don't want to kink it, you know?
I felt like a bird by my head or something. Come on. We got this. We got this. Everybody got this.
Ah, stuck right there. Ah, honestly, when you don't know what you're doing is probably what makes it harder than anything.
Yep.
Hey, that tool's
You want me to go pick it up?
Nope.
I can help.
I honestly don't think you can help with this one. Because once I get it so far, I also
Yeah.
have to tuck it in behind that J. And then go back up here and get it unstuck up here. Look at that, we got her in there. Now all we gotta do is screw it off.
We got this. We gotta cut a piece of metal and then put it over the door.
Now I found out when I cut with a grinder, if I try to clip that all the way through, it catches and flings this end up, Reese. So I'm gonna clip this edge and finish it that direction.
That sounds good.
We got our 19 3/4 inch piece cut. This is the piece that goes over the door, and be mindful, we do not have the J channel in above the door. And I'm here to tell you, so much easier to install this. Now we've got to get our dimension down, get us a mark so we can put our first screw in, and then we'll come over. I really don't like to screw way over here, but I really need to get that thing nice and square before I lose it. So I get myself a 2-inch mark here. I'm bleeding somewhere, Reese.
Me
Blood all
too.
over this panel. I don't know where it's coming from.
I know, I'm bleeding in 4 places.
That's what happens when you work with metal, buddy.
Uh-huh.
It just happens. We got 2 in it. Now we got to put 1, 2, 3 more screws. We're not going to put any screws in the bottom yet because our J channel's not in. We have to cut another piece in the shape of a P, and then we'll be able to slap that on. And then we have nothing but straight pieces, so it shouldn't take. Oh, we got an outlet in that one too, Reese. Look at that.
Oh no.
Oh well.
That's bad.
Such is life. I didn't show you guys sliding in that last piece of J, so I'm going to show you sliding this one in. I've got a couple of burrs on the back side from where I ran my nails in, so they kind of protrude out. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking my hammer and trying to flatten them the best I can so that they maybe won't catch whenever I slide it in there.
Can I show him what I found, Dad?
Sure, you can show them what you found.
I was looking by the mailbox, and I looked in the mailbox, and I found a camo knife. Pretty cool. And Dad, it's mossy oak.
It's mossy oak.
Yeah, that's the brand.
Is that the brand or is that just the camo? I think that's the brand of camo. Oh, it is a mossy oak knife, but that's also a mossy oak camouflage.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
It's pretty
What
cool.
was stuck on? It's not screwed off.
It was a cool find.
It was a cool find.
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad you found it, buddy.
me too. Now I can just hook it on my shorts.
Plenty of slack there.
You know? I
You gonna
can,
hook it on your shorts?
yeah, because there's a buckle thingy.
There's a buckle thingy.
Yeah, yeah, you can hook on your pants.
This is probably not a good idea. But... Well, it's hitting something hard, ain't it?
Dad,
What?
why would you do that?
Oh, I see the problem.
We done that with the window, remember?
That's different, though.
Oh, yeah.
I see the problem. We hit a overlap in our middle, and our back piece didn't
What are we supposed to do with that?
go in front. The outlet,
Yeah.
we're gonna put metal around it here in just a second. Look out, buddy, so I don't run into your tool belt.
Good idea.
Now, I know for a fact once I get so far,
Dad, someone's turning in.
yeah, that's the neighbors. Once I get so far, I'm gonna hit this other piece of metal and I've got to start flexing a little wing down. Puts one piece of J inside the other piece of J.
They're getting their
What would be nice, Reese, is if you were strong enough to push that so that I could flex this.
You mean
while
if I was
pushed
tall
it.
enough?
I mean, I've got an
A ladder, yeah.
elevation equalizer.
Let me try.
Think you can handle this? We'll give you a very important job. You can't bend it.
You want me to hammer it?
I want you to hold it out
Uh-huh.
and just tap it.
Okay. I'll try.
Okay?
Just for you, Dad.
Just for me?
Exactly.
Well, I hope you'd help other people too.
Well, yeah. Family and people that need help.
Nope, the inside piece. You didn't follow instructions, did you?
Right there.
Pull it out
Pull it out and then hit
so
it.
you can hit this side.
Okay.
You got to tap it a little harder than that.
Is that good?
It's coming. Keep going. All right, hold that. It stopped. It stopped coming this way, little man.
I told you I could do it.
Well, keep doing it then.
Okay. Okay.
Bend it. All right, hold that. Hold that. Hold that. Hold that. The other piece of J didn't do this. All right, now tap it. Easy. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. You're doing a heck of a job.
Oh, jeez.
Don't listen. You see where? Whoa, 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 whoa! You see where you're holding your hammer? Try to hold it lower, because what you're doing is you're taking your arm and you're swinging your whole arm. What you want is the hammer to do the swinging, not your arm. So you kind of use your fingers and grip it. Put more pressure down here. See how it swings the hammer for you?
Good?
Keep it a little more. Are you flush?
Huh?
Are you flush?
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Keep going. Keep going. Hold that right there. You should be flush. Yep. This is flush. This end meets
Yeah.
that end.
Okay.
All right, we got the J, thanks to Reese, tapped in place. Now we're going to throw one nail in it, and then we're going to get our next piece, Reese, of metal that we just cut. Well, let's see if our last funky piece fits.
Hope so. Happy
Well, we got it that far.
that looks perfect.
Ain't perfect yet.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I got to get this pulled over top and overlapped properly.
I saw it and I was like, oh, hold up, hold up.
Come on.
Oh,
your hole.
there we go.
I ain't made it yet.
Go to the hole. There we go. Whatever.
Why is it so tight? It ain't touching anywhere. Oh, one of my little offcuts is
Dang it.
catching just a little bit, bud.
That's bad. Haven't we grilled burgers here before?
Well, I hope so. There's a grill there.
Not that much though. We haven't grilled here a lot. We just grill at home, you know?
Yeah.
We basically have 2 grills, counting this one here.
You point out some of the most random facts.
Random facts.
Got it.
Got it.
Now let's get our.
We got it in there. Oh, oh, oh. We got it in there. Oh.
We're nice and tight there, so
We got it in there.
I can go ahead and mark that without needing to lift it. Oh. Get us a chalk line. We'll get this screwed off. It looks like I can cut with my snips the outlet. Of course, it wants to land right on a rib. So we're just gonna notch that out, and then we'll notch our next piece out to just fall right over top of that. We're gonna get our 2-inch level lines across this thing for our screws. We can also screw off the top of our J-channel,
You need this?
and then we'll put probably 2 more sheets on.
Let's go to the next.
Well, let's get this second to last sheet in here. Again, I'm gonna cut my outlet box out later. Looks like my outlet box might have to be cut out now. Pain in the butt. Or I'm a little too long, which makes no sense. By golly, I believe it is a little too long.
Wait, really?
How is that possible when I cut it an 1/8 inch smaller than what it measures? Oh, there's one. It's not in all the way up there. Which probably means this end of the deck is not level. Which, why would we expect anything different? There we go. I still feel like that's not overlapping right, Reese.
Whoa.
I'm not looking right and scratching it. Daggone it. Okay. So instead of forcing it, what's the problem?
Wait, that's just what we need right there? That's all we need?
One little bitty strip once we get this in there, but this one's being an absolute pain in the butt. See, when I get it over here, it's not overlapping properly.
Isn't it supposed to be like right there?
I think that board has a high spot in it. I really don't want to cut the bottom because
Doesn't it not work?
if you cut the bottom of your metal, it's not hidden in J-channel, but if you cut your top, it's hidden in J-channel. Your bottom has rat guard on it. We've got a board that's got a high spot right there, and I just wonder, I wonder if we can cheat it. It's where the overlap does land. That's not too bad right there, but now's when I need my other hand that ain't helping. You ain't paying zero attention.
I know I heard you.
Oh yeah, you heard me, but you ain't caring, are you? You're acting like it. Never mind.
Hey.
That's got that one, but I can't take the pressure off of it. until I get this one. Reese, if this screw's in the wrong spot, it's your fault.
Whatever.
Phew.
Was it in the wrong spot?
I'll cut that outlet box out with the grinder here in a minute. It's not in the exact right spot, but it's close enough. All right. That sheet sucked, but now we do the same thing we've done over and over again. Measure up our 2 inches, measure up our 2 inches, 2 foot, 4 foot, 6 foot, 8 foot, chalk it. Put some screws in it.
Let's go.
You actually gonna help this time?
Oh, hell!
I'll knock you out, boy.
Knock you out.
Well, we're gonna put on the last piece. Oh, this actually looks like this one's gonna be maybe a pain in the butt. I wouldn't expect any different with our last piece. I wonder if we can start it up in there.
Dad,
Yes, bud.
I can't put up these stilts.
Stilts.
No, not stilts.
Oh, the handle?
Yeah.
See that yellow thing right there in the middle above you? Twist it and then pull up on the big handle. Now pull up on the big handle. Woo, look at you go, big boy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Still not wanting to play exactly nice. I tried to cut it kind of snug so that it would push everything together and hide this last little seam. So I might just have to work it in here. Oh yeah, work it right in there and scratch the piss out of it with my screwdriver. Such a stupid person. Gosh, that aggravates me when I scratch this stuff. Ah, I mean, I've scratched the ever-living crap out of it. Heck on it. Nothing I can do about it now. That's on me. I own that one and every other scratch in this thing. There ain't nobody else hung it but me. Man, that cut the crap out of me too whenever I missed, basically. Hey boy, roll those 2 cases up here. Dad, 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 Dad. It can't be that hard to roll 2 cases to the great room, buddy. I just love my 9-year-old. He is such a good kid. Man, he struggles doing stuff by himself. But maybe that's every 9-year-old. I can't come there. I'm videoing for my people this last piece of metal. Remember? Figure it out. Use your head. You're a smart boy. He said, how do I get these black things over the concrete form board? Maybe just pick them up. I'm not giving him the answer. He's got to figure it out. I honestly was concerned that that rock would get in my way, but it isn't. So we overlapped the OSB over top of the rock. Oh my goodness, it sounds like you figured it out, buddy. We don't need them on the front porch. You can leave them in there.
I made a ramp.
Good job. You made a ramp. Cool. Way to use your head and figure it out. I'm proud of you. You hear me talking to you, boy? A couple more screws and we will have the front wall metal done. Reese, I got 3 more screws to go.
And I got 9 more to go.
You got it done?
Well, not the board.
You can come up here and hang out for the last 2 screws and then you can get your boards. Huh? Now, come on. I don't care. I want you to see this finished metal. Ow, that's my finger. It's smashed. Ow. I gotta wipe my chalk off of it first.
What happened? happened?
I smashed my finger.
Is it bleeding?
Nope.
Good.
No, I smashed it. I didn't cut it. What do you think, bud? Now it's all on there.
It looks really cool.
I think so too.
I'm gonna throw a rock at it. I'm just kidding.
Throw a rock at it. Trust me, look, Daddy scratched it with a screwdriver trying to get it in there.
Look, I have 2 rocks.
Oh yeah, I was so aggravated myself. Well, all right, everybody. I know I've got a little bit more chalk to wipe off, and this is a really close view. But I'm here to tell you, I absolutely love the color of this metal, the quality of this metal, everything. Again, I showed you guys the J channel in the beginning of this video. It's the most rigid J channel I've ever used in my life. And yeah, again, I got to take some chalk off there, but that is all of the metal on the wall. Thank you for helping with the last part of this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and always
like, comment, subscribe.
Turn those notifications on, and don't forget to share away while you watch a pontoon boat pulling some tubers.